Hello, my name is Ben Crenshaw. I'm going to talk about quantum computing and how it will affect our lives in the future. Now, in Robinson's 1992 movie, Sneakers, starring Robert Redford, Mr. Redford plays an ex-hacker that has started his security penetration company testing the security vulnerabilities of different financial firms. He is suddenly approached by two unknown men claiming to be agents of the NSA and subsequently hired to steal a computer board for that agency. Redford's team eventually steals the device from a professor of mathematics and cryptology. Upon delivery of the unit, however, the team discovers the agents are not from the NSA, but associated with organized crime. Back at their headquarters, one of the technicians powers on the box and discovers that it can anonymously hack into any computer network in the United States. The decryption device, known as C-Tech Astronomy, is found to be an anagram for, quote, too many secrets, end quote. With this device, the FBI, CIA, NSA, and any other entity would be able to spy on citizens electronically. Though the movie is a fictional account of what could happen if such a device existed, it is now well within the realm of possibility. Due to the current implementation of modern encryption algorithms, people feel moderately safe online, such as transactional banking, email, and credit card purchases. However, with the nature of quantum computing's probability and optimization-related task-solving abilities, the privacy is in jeopardy. According to Burda in Introduction to Quantum Computation, because data stored by companies, governments, and even private citizens is online and in the quantum computation and the internet cloud, more breaches of private data will occur. Consequently, the emergent technology of quantum computing will precipitate an end to online privacy and security because current public key encryption methods will be obsolete. Hackers will be able to manipulate data in the new quantum key distribution, or QKD, and from the weakening condition will be able to manipulate data and all current cryptological ciphers. Now, to understand what quantum computing can do, we should understand what it is, and it's important to understand how the current information technology works and how it does secure data. To begin with, keeping secrets has been a fundamental part of our civilization. As soon as society developed written language, a way to encode it soon followed. J.R. Pierce, in his 2010 book, An Introduction to Information Theory, Symbols, Signals, and Noise, says the ancient Sumerian civilization used to send coded messages by substituting their letters for other symbols deciphered only by someone with the corresponding key. Now, the artifact pictured above is from the same book, is called a skytail. A skytail was used by the Spartan military to send orders to troops on the battlefield. The sender and receiver would have a wood rod the same dimensions with a tightly wrapped piece of leather wrapped around it. The sender would write the message around the object and then unwind it and send it off. The recipient would take the message and wrap it around his stick to decrypt it. If the leather parchment were ever discovered, it would be meaningless, and thus communication was secured. The transmitting of information covertly has not changed much since then. Today's standard public key encryption or asymmetrical cryptography are the common forms used in secure modern correspondence. To better understand asymmetric cryptography, it is essential to have a foundation of what symmetrical cryptography is. Conklin, White, and Williams describe it in their book, Principles of Computer Security. In essence, conjure an image of a treasure chest owned by an individual. That individual A that owns a locked box. The lock obviously has a key that can open or secure the chest. If individual A needs to protect the treasure, it goes into the container and the chest is locked. Since only one key can open the box, whoever has the key can access the contents. That is the essence of symmetrical encryption: one key to lock or encrypt and the same key to unlock or decrypt. The other key is the public key, and person A can make multiple copies for distribution. If A gives B one of the copies, B is now able to open the chest only if it matches the first key. This is essentially how public key encryption works. The book Future Crimes: Inside the Digital Underground and the Battles of Our Connected World by Goodman describes the future of a new computing paradigm. With the implementation of quantum computing in the next couple of decades, we shall discover that the public-private key cryptology will be severely weakened. The most notable of the public-private key algorithms in trouble are the Diffie-Hellman, RSA, and elliptical curve cryptology. This issue also covers SSL, which is the end-to-end security used for communication between web servers and websites. Without the protections of HTTPS, ability of online purchases, cyber merchants, remote banking, and email will no longer be protected. A hacker using the computational ability of the massive number crunching of quantum computers would easily be able to capture the public key encrypted sensitive data. Not only will this have effect in private transactions, but will have a far-reaching global consequences with national security. Since most military correspondences were emailed to communicate and use asynchronous encryption software, such as PGP, to encrypt that data, the danger of sensitive information falling into hostile hands increases. In other words, secret communications would no longer be secret. In conclusion, though quantum computing technology is perhaps another couple of decades away, the time to develop new systems of cryptology is now. In the realm of cybersecurity, 20 years is just around the corner. Since most of our world is connected and digital trends prevail upon us to become even more connected to the path to a secure communication, this has become even more vital. If we do not come up with more experiments and funding for quantum computing, the way will be ultimately blocked and become too late. People have the solid assumption that current encryption standards are safe and unbreakable. Yet there are companies that exist, even today, that are pioneering the field of superpositional bits. Accordingly, these special bit systems will ultimately allow current public key communication to be subject to eavesdropping. It will allow quantum key distribution to be infiltrated by hackers. And last, it will exploit the weakness of current well-used ciphers. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening.